Okay, welcome back to our part 2 session. So we are with the golden beads material, and now we would be working on the operations. Now we understood the basic concept of why we use this material. So now we would be working on the operations. So what are the operations that we can do? We can do addition, we can do subtraction, we can do multiplication, and we can do division with this. Now, there are two kinds of operations that you can do. You can do static operation and you can also do dynamic operation. What is static? Static means?
Without carryover.
Yes, no carryover, no borrowing concept. Carryover for multiplication, addition, borrowing for your subtraction and division. Okay. Now, what's dynamic? Dynamic will have carryover
With
and it
carryover.
will have borrowing. Now, how many digit operations are we going to do? We would do 1 digit, we would do 2 digit, 3 digit, and the 4 digit numbers. Okay. So we're going to be doing 1 digit addition, static dynamic, 1 digit subtraction, static dynamic, 1 digit multiplication, static dynamic. Likewise, 3 digit, 4 digit, static, different combinations. So you can imagine how many problem statements that we can work with our children. Correct? So now we know about it. So the problem statements is something that you need to prepare and keep it ready. When I say keep it ready, you will have to make a problem statement like this with the proper color codes and with whatever is the operation. Say suppose in case if I'm working on the positive plus. So TH, H, T and O, and you write your problem statements. 2343 plus 2126. So it's a static 4-digit addition because we don't have a carry forward. So the teacher had already prepared this problem statement and we are ready to perform this exercise. Now, much before doing this, what is important for us is to understand how do we arrange the first number? How do we arrange the second number? So what does a child do? What does a child do? The child will go and carry something. What is that? The child will go and carry the tray. Now the child goes to the place where my decimal system is being kept. Correct? Now what does a child do? The child will also have the problem statement along with them. The child starts to read the problem. Okay, what is the first number the child will read? Oh, it is 2343. The child reads this number and slowly the child starts to collect in the first tray the quantity. So we mentioned how many thousands it is supposed to be? It is 2000. What do you think that the child will take? The child will collect 2000s in the tray. Okay, this is the first step that we are doing. Next comes 300s. The child will collect how many hundreds? 300s. The child will now collect 4 10s and the child will collect a small bowl and they would place 3 1s onto it. So our first number is done. Now, if the teacher wants to give an opportunity to the second child, you can do. Or it is single child is doing it, you do ask the same child to pick the next number also. Now, what if I am introducing this with multiple children at the beginning so that I want their confidence to be a little better? Maybe I would introduce a second child. Now, can you go and bring me this quantity? The second child will also go and bring the second quantity, 2000s. How many hundreds? 100, 2 10s. Collect a small bowl and put how many ones? 6 1s. What the child is going to do. Now they have 2 trays. We have 2 numbers. Now they got to add them. So how do we add it? So we have to take our, what is the next step? You need to take your felt mat. Very good. You need to take your felt mat wherein you would have your positions which would be written on that. Now the child will have to transfer whatever you have from the tray 1 to this mat. Okay, so they will transfer completely this quantity over here. Thousands will be placed here, hundreds will be placed here, tens will be placed, and ones will be placed. Now you do the same thing for the second number also. Everything goes here. Now what would you do the next step? This is your step. This is your step 1.
One,
Step 2, you
two,
collect your trace. Step 3, you collected everything. Step 4 is where you placed your mat and you transferred it properly. Step 5 is where you're going to add everything. How would you add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you take another bowl and all the 9 beads will be kept here. Now you also have an answer sheet, right? This problem statement also has another section. So you would immediately take your pencil and you will write 9 here. You don't have to wait because when you finish counting, the children might forget what is the count. As soon as you count, you write. Now, when you're counting here, there could be a possible error of control, say especially for the tens position. If you're reading as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, the child might write here 60. This is the possible error of control.
yes,
100, 200, 300, 400. The child knows how to write 400. The child might write this as 400. These are possible error of controls. The teacher should know and be aware of it. So that's the reason what you will always encourage the child is not to read by that way. You would say 110, 210, 310, 410, 510, 610s. And you will write only 610s. 100, 200, 300, 400. So 400. 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. So 4000. So you write your answer in this way. This is a step that we would be following in our addition. Same goes with subtraction also. But in subtraction, we don't use two trays. But what would you do? You would only bring the first digit, and the second digit is what you're going to take away from it. You're going to take away from it, right? So we don't have to arrange both the numbers in your subtraction. Let's see how do we do that. Okay. These are scoring exercises. What we do? Okay. As a preparation, what you do first is you need to have the symbol cards, right? So we lay out our symbol cards. Symbol cards will be laid this way. So it will have 1 to 9 for the ones, 10 to 90 for tens, 100 to 900 for hundreds, 1000 to 9000 for your thousands. So you have laid everything. Multiple trays I'm giving because I'm doing a 3-digit addition. 3 numbers I'm giving to add. So what I would do, I might volunteer 3 children. I might ask Lakshmi, Amina and Leena to bring one quantity and they're going to do. Okay, I've kept smaller bowls to collect my ones. So what do we do here is like, this is the quantity. So I bought my first quantity of the first number, which is 1321. The second number is 2234. And the third one is my 1142. So three numbers we are going to add together. So what did we do simultaneously? We also picked the quantity of how it looked. And we kept those quantity cards also underneath the quantity. Okay, so we also kept the symbol cards underneath the quantity material also to show the children how those numbers are representing. But this step you will do only when it is asked for. Otherwise, we don't have to do. Now, let's quickly add these numbers. And when we add these numbers, we get the answer as 4697. That becomes your static addition. See, this is how you can store all your what do you call, the golden beads material. The child can go with the tray, with the problem statement, collect the quantity. So you have to keep these small beads in a big bowl, smaller beads in smaller bowls. So the child, it becomes easy for the child also to collect it back when they're doing larger problem statements. Shika, you're able to get it? You store everything that way. And now you will arrange your symbol cards. This is another material. You would arrange your symbol cards, whatever is the quantity, right? So you would be picking up that material and you would give it to the child. Now, say for first child, if I want the child to pick up 1321, the child has picked 1000 from there, 300 from the red card section, 20 from
Yeah.
here, and 1 from here. Do you see that there is a vacant space there? Definitely yes, because we have picked the card from there. So, what do you expect the child would do, the first child? The child will go to your, where does the child go? The child goes to this section, picks up that much of quantity, comes back and sits. So this is what the child one will do. Okay. So you can use a bowl or a tray. The child picked the quantity, came back and sat. Now, once the child sat, you need to arrange it also on the felt mat, correct? So we are waiting for that. Now you give another quantity for the child too, 2234. The child will also go to this shelf, pick that much of the quantity and comes back. Now you give it for the third child will also pick that and come back. Now we have all this child 1, child 2, child 3 ka quantities. Now what we need to do? We need to add all of them together. Correct? So how do we arrange everything? We arrange all those quantities properly. We add all of them together. And this is how we get our final answer. The final answer is 9,697 becomes, sorry, 4,697 is our final answer that the child would be able to get. So this is how we perform simple static addition using golden beads. Clear everyone how to use this material? You need to go very slow over here to children because you can't hurry up. When you do a little mistake in your addition operations using this material, the child will have difficulty performing dynamic operations. So they have to have a great knowledge on how do they pick individual quantities, come back to their positions, arrange each one of them. Okay. So you can give more problems for the students to also do. 2-digit number, 3-digit number, 4-digit number. I did not wanted to show you 1-digit, 2-digit, 3-digit. We directly went to a 4-digit static so that, you know, everybody gets the understanding of that. So we are not doing that. But for students, you can do tables. What do I mean by table? A simple table of what makes an 8, what makes 30, what makes 50, different combinations you can give. So they would be able to identify, okay, with that answer, so many things I would be able to do it. And then give 2-digit addition, 2-digit subtraction. So when you go to the montessoriprintshop.com, na, so you would get lot of addition problem statements, okay, for students. I'll just show you. You can just print that and keep it ready for your students. Okay. So you
Oh,
get those, yeah, like this you get.
is
Okay,
it
let me
montessoriprintshop.com?
printshop.com. Okay, so you don't have to, if you don't have time, you can purchase it from there, but it is quite expensive. If you're really good in computers, you can do all by yourself. Otherwise, this is what is there. Can you see here? Can you see this? Can you see my screen? Everyone,
No. Okay,
can you
now
see
we
this?
can. Yeah.
So all your problem statements should be this way. Okay, so your addition and, sorry, your tens in green, ones in green, tens in blue, hundreds in red, and thousands again in blue. Okay, so you can download that. And even if you want dynamic addition, problem statements, you can also download that. Okay. So it gives you with the steps, what is the error of control, where the children can actually go wrong. It gives you all those variations, what you need to be working. There are a couple of printable materials also available on this. there are multiple websites. Okay, one is montessorialbum.com, the other one is montessoriprintshop.com. So depending upon the subjects, you can download few of the cards. Okay, depending on the subjects, you can definitely download. Especially for math, you can download. For subtraction, if you see, the outline of subtraction is always green. Okay, the outline of addition is always red. If you don't have time, you can download this. You can download and you can save it for yourself, and you can edit the same templates. Even if you want to do dynamic subtraction, the one with borrowing concepts, we do have cards. Again, if we see here, the borrowing is on the first digit here, this problem statement. Sometimes the borrowing is on the second digit here. Sometimes the borrowing is on the third digit here. So give variations for children so they understand about how do we work on borrowing concepts. Okay, so this helps the children also to get. So there are good resources available online also, and you can download these to help your children to work on it. Okay, so and now if you want to give randomly to children, you can give them random problem statements also for finger addition, for finger subtraction. You can always give random problem statements. So this keeps your class very busy, and the child will be really busy. You know, they are using beads. Now you don't have to only give beads. You can give buttons, any smaller objects. You can give them tiny, buds. You can give them even ice cream sticks. You can give them. So the entire class is doing counting, but everyone is learning, but everybody has got a different problem statement. So nobody is left free. So you can divide your entire class into four groups. One group can get ice cream sticks, one group can get straws, one group can get something else, right? And everybody is busy counting individually. They pick a problem statement, they are counting. Our goal is only to make sure that the child understands how it is together. This is one way. So same way you can work with your subtraction strips. These are ready-made cards available. So download it and you can do. Furthermore, we would use multiple other things. Once a child knows, we get on to addition charts. So these are finger charts. Okay. So in the next classes, we would be using these charts also. These are finger charts. We use blind charts. Multiple charts would be available for us. And I would introduce that in the next classes. All these would be your other materials that we would use it. Okay. So that's it for today. And tomorrow we would do, tomorrow we have class Thursday. And it's a public holiday in Karnataka because of Valmiki Jayanti. But we're still meeting. Okay. So is anybody not in town tomorrow? Is everybody there in Bangalore? So we can have a regular class, right? Yeah. Yeah. So let's work tomorrow. Yeah. All
Ma'am, one question.
Ah.
When do we introduce teen boards and all? Teen boards.
Teen boards will come after you work with your decimal system. The
Oh,
child,
okay.
what they have to first learn, Purni, is
Okay.
the concept of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, then 200, 300, 400, till 900, then 1000, 2000. It's easy.
Sure.
Once they're
Okay.
done with that, you can get into 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
But some schools, they don't do that. But if you're
Okay.
following a proper AMI guideline, only after you
Okay.
introduce decimal system, we get back into teens. But Indian
Okay.
schools, after 10, we get back into our teens. So if your school is following 11, you will quickly jump back into teens material, teens,
Okay.
teens quantity, and then you would work with your tens board and tens quantity.
Got it, ma'am.
What I would
Okay.
advise is always finish tens and then introduce teens. So it becomes easy for a child also to remember. After 29 is what? 30. After 39 is 40. The child knows 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 by heart.
Okay.
It becomes easy for them to remember the next number or the previous number.
Got it. Okay.
All,
Okay. Sure.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, then, yeah. There should
Thank
be
you.
one video on math grid. So if you just, I'll just see in my repository. How do you introduce to make it very easy on a simple grid, teens and tens? So how
Okay.
child remember? It's just a 2 minutes video or something for the parents that we made, and
Okay.
that's really easy. Even for your children at school, it becomes easy if they are learning it in that format. They will never
Got
forget what after 29 is. what after 39 is. It becomes easy for them.
Got it. Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care, all of you. Stay safe and stay warm. Don't go out in rain. I think after your parents, your teachers are the one who would be telling you this, not to get sick, not to fall sick, and be regular to school. So take
And
care of
eat
yourself
drink
and be warm. Yeah, Lipika?
and drink some hot tea and garam pakoda.
Pakoda. Okay. So
Yes,
Lipika, I think that you're going to start now. Chai and pakoda. Lipika?
yes, ma'am.
अभी कर रही हो अच्छा ठीक है ओके सो एंजॉय योर मील
Lipi
टाइम
ya to return ଅଛି ଦେଇଦ
चलो see you guys have a great evening
ଘରେ
bye bye
କଣ ଅଛି ଆଡେ
Thank you, ma'am.
thank
Thank
you
you.
Bye,
Bye
ma'am.
bye.
thank
Thank
you
you.
ma'am. Same to you thank you Bye.